Hi, I'm Solveig. I'm here at one of the Cornell research farms with my winter pea plots that I planted about a month ago. I'm here to do my fall evaluations, which we're asking that you do 4 to 6 weeks after planting and before snowfall. We've had a really mild winter here in Ithaca that's just starting to break. We had our first light frost last night. So we have vigorous plant growth and lots to look at. I want to thank those of you who have shared photos of your plots and your experiences with planting and your questions on the Seedlinks social feed. It's really exciting to see things coming up, and it's cool to see you guys interacting with one another as well. The first trait we're evaluating is emergence. We're using the germination trait in Seedlink, even though they're not exactly the same thing, but close enough for our purposes. We're using the evaluation rubric on page 7 of your protocol packet, and using that, we're asking what percentage of the plot or what percentage of the planted rows are filled with plants as opposed to having bare soil. So you will notice as we walk down our plots, we have some bare spots like this, the beginning of the row on this right-hand side. So we had an issue with our planter where that cone was not opening properly at the beginning of our planting. You see it gets better as we go down the plot. If you had an issue like this, whether it was a planter error or your dog dug a hole in the middle of the plot, please just rate the part of the plot that was planted correctly. If the seed didn't get in the ground or got dug up or something, you can ignore that part of the plot. On the rubric, emergence or germination ratings range from 1, which is less than 50% emerged, to 5, which is all or almost all plants emerged. So my plots look really good, so I'm going to be choosing from the top 2 ratings. So 4, which is more than 75% emerged, or 5, which is all or almost all. So for this row, keep in mind we're just rating the 1 row. There are a couple of bare spots, including this space at the end here. So I'm going to say if I stacked all that bare soil at one end, I'd get maybe 15% of the row. So for me, this is going to be a 4. This double row, in contrast, is really nice and full. There's maybe 1 open spot there, but I'm going to say that all or almost all of the seeds that we put in have emerged. So for me, this is going to be a 5. For vigor, we are asking how vigorous, how robust, how fast growing, resilient to stress are the plants that we're seeing. So the scale runs from 1, weak or slow growing plants, to 5, exceptional growth, robust appearance. We need to remember that emergence and vigor are different traits. So if you have a plot with not very good stand, but the plants that are there are healthy and strong and big, that might receive a good score for vigor, even though the score for emergence is lower. So as I look across my plots, I see really nice vigor across the board. So I will be choosing from the top couple of ratings, 4, which is strong growth, and 5, which is really exceptional growth. 3 of my varieties had growth that was pretty comparable to this. So really nice and strong. The tallest plants are about 6 inches tall, very full, lush, looks really nice. So this is going to be a 4. Then compared to this, which is my 4, I'm going to come over here to this plot, which is even a little more lush. So the plants are a little taller, maybe 7 or 8 inches for the taller plants, very well filled in. This one really stood out in my plot, so I'm going to give this one a 5. Depending on which subset of varieties you have, you may or may not see differences in emergence or fall vigor. So if they really do all look the same for one of those traits, it's okay to give them the same rating. We will or we won't see differences later in the season, but if they look the same, it's okay to score them the same. I've just been cutting some pea shoot samples to take down to Jason and Andrew at Stone Barns and Blue Hill at Stone Barns so they can give us some tips on tasting pea shoots. But I've been nibbling as I go along, and I'm finding some really interesting differences in sweetness and kind of that rich starchy pea flavor. And I wonder what else they will taste, and I wonder what you will all taste when you snack on your cover crops if you decide to.
Hi, I'm Jason Grauer. I'm the Senior Director of Farm and Innovation at the Stone Barn Center.
And I'm Andrew Luzmore. I'm the Director of Special Projects at Blue Hill at Stone Barns.
We're really excited to dive into the tasting component of this winter pea trial. Blue Hill and Stone Barns have engaging in cover crop trials both out in the fields and in the kitchen for tastings over many years, and we're really excited to be a part of this project now with SeedLinked and Cornell and the expansive group of farmers that are involved.
So as you are going out and using SeedLink to evaluate the rest of the plots, we're going to be incorporating 2 different flavor traits into this analysis. So there are 2 different traits. One of them is flavor, the other one is texture. Both are going to be rated on a scale through 1 through 5. Cornell and SeedLink provides the rubric for what each measurement looks like, 1 being unpleasant, 5 being very, very delicious. So you're going to be inputting that into the app as you're doing the rest of the work. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Jason or myself. We'd love to help. Thanks.
This is a production of Cornell University.